That's right, we're back with another episode of the Rated RR podcast. Thankfully, it's R&R on this show. Roshan, hope you're well rested. Welcome back.
I'm good, man. I'm delighted to be back on the show, Raushan. Great job with the Manapolking interview the last time out. Look, I can feel a bit of tension here, between the two of you because there's a bit of a beard, mustache thing, facial hair contest going on, competition going on. I'll judge it throughout the rest of the show. I'll let you know the results at the end. Why don't you introduce our guest?
And those of you watching us on YouTube, feel free to judge and weigh in on who has the better beard. I think it's our guest today. Anu, thank you so much for joining us. Obviously, in the news for coming back to Singapore. How are you? First things first.
Okay, first of all, thank you guys for having me. It's exciting to speak to you guys. And it feels really great to be back. Happy to be here with my family. And most importantly, excited for the journey ahead of me.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting, you came back and you pretty much have joined like the biggest club in Singapore football at the moment, the Lion City Sailors. So what was it about this project or this club that sort of enticed you, attracted you towards it?
I mean, to be honest with you, the main thing that attracted me was the ambition of the club, the direction they're heading over the next few years and what they want to achieve. I think it matches my ambition, which is the most important factor in deciding a club for me. So it was quite an easy decision when they presented to me what their plans were and what their plans for me. And I hope that, I can fit into their puzzle and help the team as much as possible.
What exactly specifically were these things that they sort of sold to you? What were these plans and what were these thoughts that they had with you in mind coming into the team and how you would sort of fit in?
First of all, I think the technical team that they have is very experienced. They are professionals and the way things are run in the club is professional. I speak to some of my teammates and they were telling me about how trainings were and, pre-training, after training and how they take care of the players. And I think it's really important, these small little details, and it's good to see a Singaporean club paving the way, and I hope that other clubs can follow as well.
Anu, sorry, at this point, I just had to ask, we're very happy that you've secured a move to LCS. Were there any other clubs that were interested when you decided to come back home?
Yes, actually, I signed for LCS quite early last year. And then in December, during Suzuki Cup, I had quite a few interests from some Malaysian teams and I think one Indonesian team. But, I had no regrets. I'm happy to join Lion City Sailors and I don't regret any decision.
And I think one of the things about the Lion City Sailors project that we've seen over the last couple of years as well is the fact that they have such a talented squad and a very deep squad. It's almost, I would say, Singapore FC in a sense, right? It's almost a Singapore national team there. Is there any concern about game time and that, how are you going to get enough minutes throughout the course of the season? Is that something that's crossed your mind or something that's been discussed?
I mean, yes. These kind of things, before I signed, it crossed my mind, and even sometimes it's there, but it doesn't really affect me. I mean, end of the day, whatever success the team has, it will rub off onto you. If the team wins the league, it's you also win the league. So for me, I'm more of a team player. Whoever plays and whoever the coach trusts to play, I respect his decision. But of course, I'll give my best, and my target is to start as many games as possible.
And what is your role in this team? On the pitch, tactically, I'm guessing central midfield. Were there anything else discussed in terms of your role as a player?
I mean, because I've been there at Home United before, and some of the management and all that, they know me, so they know I can play centre back, I can play defensive mid, 6, number 8. Really just depends how the coach wants to line up the team and who he wants to rotate around the midfield.
You mentioned all those positions you can play, centre back, number 8, number 6. Which is your favorite position, Anu?
Generally, I like number 6, but
okay.
I think I should progress more to a number 8 and use more of my abilities to the best that I can.
What do you like about playing as a number 6, Anu?
I mean, number 6, when you play in a strong team, it's very easy to play. You can just break down the counter attacks and build up the attack from the back. So it's very straightforward. Number 8, there's more tenacity involved, more up and down, overlapping and all that, and driving into the box, which is something that I feel that I need to work on, getting into the box and getting more shots on goal. So I think it's a good platform, a good way to start to do that in my game.
Yeah. Do you think you have those qualities in your game already? Because for me, when I sort of saw you, throughout your career, growing up or whatever, I'm more used to seeing you in that, as you said, the number 6, the defensive midfield role. And I love you in that position because, I love how you're hard, you win the ball, and then you seem to keep the game a little bit simple. But do you think that you have another side that perhaps we haven't seen, that you haven't been allowed to show?
Maybe, because sometimes in national team, because we play more of a deep lying playmaker in the national team. So I'm more of a defensive player who can do something else in the middle of the park, So when we transition to that role, I try to support the attack, and I feel like maybe I can work something out in that position to learn a few things from my teammates. And I've played that position before when I was in NFA and all that. So I think I still have it in me. It's just I need to work on a couple of fine details.
You talk about developing as the season goes on into the new year, right? You've recently started training with LCS already. I've seen some pictures online, the boys together at Jalan Besar. What's it been like getting together with, I know they're familiar faces, but still as an LCS family, you've got together. What's it been like?
Honestly, training has been tough. It's not been easy. It comes with the territory. You have everything ahead of you, but it's not going to be easy in training. So yes, first 2 trainings were quite tough for me, and I'm looking forward to more tough trainings under Coach Kim.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting that you brought up his name because that's exactly where we were going to go to next. What are your first impressions of Kim Do-hoon?
He's a very calm guy. He knows what he wants from the team, and he's a no-nonsense coach as well, together with his assistant coach. There's still a lot more I need to learn from him, and a lot more that I can learn from the rest of the team. Yeah. So I mean, first 2 sessions, not so much because we do more of runs and a little bit of possession games like this. So over the next few weeks, I hope to get to know him more.
Did he speak to you? When they were talking about signing you? Did you have any conversations with the coach?
We had a brief conversation, but that was it. Nothing much more than that.
Okay. Because what's interesting to me is, right, when I talk to players previously, and when you talk about coaches, and when you look through the world of football, coaches and players, what they tend to do is they tend to sort of remember the coaches who help them develop their game, right? And coaches will say that if a player feels like this coach can help me add more value to my game, they suddenly get that respect from the players. So where do you think Kim Do-hoon can help you, Anu, to develop your game?
I think Kim Do-hoon is a Korean coach. And Korean coaches, I think generally Korean football is much more physical and more intensity involved. So I think maybe I hope that I can rub it off him with my performances.
Speaking of Koreans, there's one Korean that's caught a lot of eyeballs over the recent weeks. Kim Shin-wook.
Song Ui-yong.
Hey, he's Singaporean, okay? Kim Shin-wook. A lot of clamor about the signing of Kim Shin-wook, the level of a player that he is. What's it been like up close in person?
He's a very relaxed guy. He's a bit of a joker in the team,
Oh, wow.
And he's quite a joker, tall guy, everything. But I think he's a very light-headed, not arrogant or anything. Nice guy to speak to. So far, haven't seen any crossing or finishing or any special abilities lah. But I'm sure he's a quality player.
Yeah. What kind of? So sorry, Karen Roshan.
No, you mentioned haven't seen finishing and all that. One thing that crossed my mind is, as a Singaporean in the squad, right? Do you almost keep a lookout for what that foreigner is bringing to the team? Is that a thing?
Okay lah. I mean, I know because I've been a foreigner before, and growing up, I grew up with a lot of foreigners. I know it's not easy on them, so I don't put any pressure on them or try to judge them based on anything. End of the day, what matters most is what happens in the game, and at the end of the season, where we finish.
Yeah. But I think Kim Shin-wook, you can put a lot of pressure on him. I think you guys should gather around and put some bets on the table, man. How many goals he scored in the SPL this season? How many goals in the AFC Champions League? Because the guy is seasoned, right? He's played for Korea. Yes. He's an AFC Champions League winner a couple of times, and he's successful in the K League. So I think you should definitely put him under a bit of pressure. But it's quite nice to hear. It's quite nice to hear from you, Anu, that he's settling in really well with the squad. I mean, you guys have got an incredible squad. There are lots of talent in that team. Who are some of your sort of close teammates in that Lion City Sailors setup?
Oh, quite a lot of them. I'm roommates with Song. I've been roommates with him for a couple of years in Home United and national team. Tajili, grew up with me in the NFA levels, the youth levels. Faris Ramli also was very close to me. Is very close to me in the national team. Hassan Sani, Adli, a lot of them. We are just friends and brothers. At the end of the day.
Anu, at this point, I have to ask you, you were at Home United and you had a successful time a couple of years ago. And then now the club has evolved into the Lion City Sailors. I want to ask you, is there any difference or is there any overlap between both the clubs?
I would say right now it's much more competitive in the team. And technical team is bigger, much bigger, which is also better. Different staff got different abilities that they bring into the team, and I think it's very important in a team like Lion City Sailors.
Yeah, I mean the setup there is fantastic. You look at the backroom staff, and there's no club, there's no team in Singapore that can compete with the level of staff level of quality that they have in there. By the way, I should probably mention that Lion City Sailors are a completely different entity to Home United, a brand new club, because they might get a little bit upset if we say that. They carried on from Home United. It's a completely new entity winning the first SPL title last season. Yeah, Anu, look, let's move on to your time in Kedah. And you spent the season there in Malaysia, and you had quite a good season from our perspective, what it looks like from the outside. You were a regular in the team. How did your time in Kedah sort of improve you as a footballer?
I enjoyed my time over there. First of all, the place is nice, people are nice. Training sessions were intense. As a player, I matured a lot more. I feel like I learned how to compete at a high level. And when I went to the Suzuki Cup, generally it was not very tough for me, except for maybe game time. But end of the day, that's coach's decision. But playing in Malaysia, it helped me quite a bit. When I come back here, I feel like I'm ahead, one level ahead of where I was a year ago.
So do you feel like there was a big difference between the Malaysian league and going from the Singapore league?
Well, not such a huge difference, but I would say, in terms of quality of individual players and the intensity of the game is a bit better.
You talk a lot about how much you develop on the pitch as a footballer in terms of the levels. As a person, was there any growth? Because you obviously were away in a COVID time, so it's not like you could come back every week or anything like that. How has that matured you?
Yeah, it has not been easy for me. Sometimes I felt homesick at some part of the season. Not just once. So I mean, about 3 or 4 times I felt a bit homesick. But being around my foreign friends in Kedah helped me a lot. Sometimes we have barbecue like this, and on a personal level, it helped me to value family much more. When I come back here, I learn to treasure my small little family that I have, and it helped me in that sense.
Yeah. What is Kedah like as a place? Because I mean, look, when I think of Malaysia, I know JB, I know Kuala Lumpur, I know like Penang, I know the islands and things like that. But Kedah is not somewhere that people normally regularly go and visit. Perhaps could you give us some idea as to what is it like? Is it I don't know, just describe the place to us. What is there to do there? They're like big shopping malls. What do you do for fun?
Kedah is very rural area lah. So I mean, there are many kampongs around, and people are still living their life, the comfortable life that they have. There's only one mall over there, or one big condo, which is the one that I stay in, and the rest of the buildings are just kampong houses. People on there are very laid back. They have food there is cheap. 2 ringgit you can get a huge drink you cannot even finish. And then the food maximum you spend 7-8 ringgit only. And people are really friendly lah, and then they like footballers. When you go around, they idolize you and all that, which is nice. But it also pave a way for me to help those people in need. I see many of them on the streets and all that,
Yeah.
And so it wasn't really an eye opener for me, but it was something that touched my heart lah, to go there and help them.
Yeah, so you mentioned that. So how did you exactly go about helping these people?
For example, I see someone, one corner like this, maybe I buy food and drink, or I give him some money. Someone with no shoes, I try to give him something. Something like this, small little gestures that maybe can help someone. But sometimes they shy, they don't want help like this, so it's quite normal lah.
That's very nice to hear that. Having got the opportunity to go there, you still had a good heart to help people around you. I'm sure it went a long way. I want to talk about your coach at Kedah, Aidil Sharin, who's a familiar face to you. I'm sure he had a big part in you moving over there. How big an influence has he been in your career thus far?
Well, I always tell this to some of my teammates, with coach and his training, I can play until maybe 40 or so. Because his training, it's not easy, it's tough over there. And I enjoy my time with him. I have a good relationship with him. And when I mean, whether I stay or don't stay is entirely up to me. And we have a very professional conversation. So I respected whatever decision that was laid out in front of me.
Yeah, so you said it was entirely up to you. Was there interest from them to keep you on for another season, or had you already decided that you wanted to come back to Singapore?
No, I more or less set my mind on moving to another team due to some personal reasons.
Okay. What kind of person is Aidil Sharin on a day-to-day basis? You mentioned you have a good relationship with him. How is he as a person? Forget the coaching part. How is he as a person dealing with and that man management aspect?
Coach, he's a very relaxed guy lah. He's not as strict as how he is on the field. On the field, sometimes he's a different person, but off the field, he's a very relaxed, laid-back guy. Sometimes he will give me some advice on life, and in Kedah, he'll call me over to his place to makan and take some food like this. So he's a very nice, relaxed guy lah. And on the field, he's an entirely different person lah. Like there was once I was having a conversation with him. I said, Coach, why sometimes on the field you really different, and off the field he said, no, I know, I have to be like that. If not the players won't listen or something like this. So it was just funny.
Was he like that at Home United? I mean, y'all were really successful when he was there at Home United. Y'all played some really good football, won some good things. Was he like that at Home United, or was he different at Kedah? Did you notice any differences?
I think now he's much more focused in his job, in Kedah, because he really wants the club to be successful, and I think he has done a great job at that for the past 3 years. Yeah. So I think whatever he's doing right now is for the good of the team.
We talk about focus, how he has grown as a manager. Obviously, the national team is currently looking for a new manager, and Aidil Sharin, unsuspectingly, one of the names that is mentioned. As a player who has played for him, do you think he has the credentials to take up such a job at the current moment?
Yes, I think so. If he fancies the job, I think he will do well, and why not? If it's good, it's good for him as well.
I think now would be a good time for us to also plug the fact that we also spoke to Aidil Sharin on one of our episodes. So if you're tuning in, you're interested to hear what Aidil Sharin had to say about his time in Kedah, just go have a look at the channel and go check that out. Anu, since we're on that national team, we're talking about a national team. They're looking for a new technical director. The FS is looking for a new technical director. They're looking for a new national team coach. I want to get your thoughts on what kind of qualities would you like to see from the next national team head coach?
I've been through a couple of coaches in the past, and I think the most important thing is to get the team together, and I think that's what Asma did. What he did was he paved a way and a method for the team to be really tight knitted, and that really helped us in the past Suzuki Cup. We were all together as a family, and when we fought on the pitch or in training, there were no like superstars or anything in the team. I think that was the most important aspect to keep the team together.
What were your thoughts on how Singapore did at the Suzuki Cup?
I think going to the final would have been a huge boost, but I think whatever result we had, we gave the best that we can.
Yeah, and what I have to ask, because this Indonesian game was
Drama.
incredible.
Yeah.
What were your thoughts? When all of that was going on.
I was really sick in the hotel room. I was stuck in the hotel room. So when I was watching the game, my throat was sore, and then I was screaming on the phone.
You were alone, is it?
Yeah, I was watching
the
the
rest
game
of the
on my
squad.
laptop,
Okay,
and I was screaming and then shouting. I was like, "What the hell, shit, this, that," all the words coming out. So it was a crazy game. It was a crazy game, and we could have actually won the game if the penalty gone in. But this is football, it's crazy.
Yeah.
To hear that you were actually listening to Rosh on commentary, watching the game and enjoying the whole experience is just amazing to go through the emotions that all of us were going through.
He wasn't listening to the commentary. He had it on mute. He wasn't watching the game.
I know at this point I need to ask you talk about that whole excitement. After the Suzuki Cup, suddenly everybody is talking about Singapore football. There are pages that generally don't discuss Singapore football are posting about Singapore football. There is actual excitement in the air, right? How does it feel like as a player? Like, you obviously have come through the system. You felt people not care about football so much, and then now suddenly there's so much love for it. How does it feel as a player, man?
Oh, it feels nice, to see this online and even to go out and people recognize you and all that. It feels really nice, and it makes me motivated to pay back the support and the love that I received from the fans so far.
Yeah, and how do you think this sort of excitement can be sustained? How can we keep it going? What do the players, what do the clubs have to do?
Yeah, like I said, it's the performance. We have to really put in that kind of performance, and maintain that level that we showed, and even improve even further. And that's the most important thing right now for Singapore football.
I think you summed it up quite well. We are all quite excited for the Singapore Premier League ahead. Just before we let you go, we've got some quick fire questions lined up. So as soon as you can, just pop the answers to us, okay? Rosh, I'll get us started.
Yeah, go for it.
Your foreign idol growing up?
Thiago Alcantara.
Wow. Rosh approves.
No, I mean, he's an excellent footballer, right? Who do you think sort of represents your style when you look at European football? Who do you think you are most like in terms of your playing style?
Oh, I used to watch this French player. I forgot his name. He was a defensive midfielder.
Okay. French player.
Maybe you know.
Deschamps.
Play for which club?
No. 2013, like this. He was a black guy. I forgot his name.
Makelele? No.
No.
Okay.
I forgot his name.
Lassana Diarra?
Not really, but I think maybe somewhere along those lines, lah. Those kind of players, the defensive number 6. I usually watch. I don't just watch one player. I watch a couple of them and see what I can pick up from all of them.
Okay, cool. What about local game? Did you have an idol?
Yeah, before it was I'm not before, and then now I don't have lah. It was Haris lah, and I told him this also, but I don't think he believes me.
and now you're playing with him. Your teammates.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been teammates with him as well at Home United and all that. So, how does that feel for you, playing with your idol?
I feel very blessed lah. Yeah, I feel very happy. Now he's more of like a friend to me than an idol before. So it's important that I draw that line. I cannot start going to training and idolizing him, and I learned that.
I never asked for a signature, all right?
I asked for his jersey. I mean, he always give me his jersey, and I sometimes ask for his signature, but he don't want to give. But yeah, honestly, growing up watching Singapore football, I think he was one player that I really like.
Yeah. Okay.
Nice. Speaking about friends, who's your best friend in football, Anu?
Oh, every team I got one best friend. If I say one, all will kill me. So.
Okay lah, say all lah. Better just give one from each lah.
Last year in Kedah was Rabi Ataya, number 8.
Okay.
He was very close to me. Even until now, he's very close to me. In Home United is Song. In Hougang, it was Iqbal and Zul.
Ah, yeah.
So I
Almost forgot, huh?
so I have very close friends lah, and I'm happy to have friends like that.
Okay. Brilliant. I'm guessing obviously LCS will be Lion City Sales will be Song as well lah.
Maybe lah.
Oh, maybe
Time to change my best friend.
Anu, what is your best moment in football so far?
Best moment. Oh man. Yeah. This is quick fire question or this is your question to me?
Jam, huh? No, it's quick fire. What? But the trigger jam, I think. So you take your time, don't worry.
Honestly, one of the best moments was in Suzuki Cup also lah. When we had some of the wins and in front of the home crowd and my family, the feeling like that it doesn't go away, club you can achieve something, but if your national team, it's a very special feeling.
I would say playing. So your best moment we can safely say playing for a national team, right?
Yes.
Anytime you pull on the Lions jersey.
Yes.
Then I have to ask the difficult question. Worst moment in your football career thus far?
2020, I was playing in Hougang and I sustained two, I wouldn't say major, but two injuries in a row that kept me out for about 6 to 8 weeks. Oof. And I don't know, there was something about my lifestyle that maybe caused me to have 2 injuries in a row. So that was a very bad year for me.
I thought you were gonna say worst moment was when you were sitting in the hotel room watching the Indonesia game, listening to the commentary. Roshan, sorry, carry on. No,
I got it not playing that game. I felt like maybe I can help my team if I was going to start that game. So it was really just, I don't know, blessing or curse. I really.
To be fair, you made a great impact in the second half when you came on in the first leg, right? And we all thought you would be in the lineup for the second leg, but unfortunately, God had other plans. Yeah.
Roshan, since you asked the difficult question just now, go on, ask the last one. That's a good one, easy one for you.
I know we're at the start of the year, so I think it's fair to talk about the year ahead. What is your New Year resolution?
To have a successful campaign with Lion City Sailors, and by successful I mean winning the Singapore Premier League, and many competitions that we enter, we want to win as much as possible, and that will be on the top of my head.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Okay. Listen, Roshan, have you got a couple more? A bit of fun that you want to have with this? I know there's one I want to that was sent through by one of our viewers or listeners. FBV Boots. He's asking, or he or she is asking, first food you ate when you returned to Singapore. Do you remember, Anu?
Yes, first food I ate, rendang chicken rice.
Nice.
It's not a plug, but the chicken rice that used to be at Ang Mo Kio. That's one of the first food I ate returning back to Singapore.
Are you a chicken? You roast chicken, steamed chicken, breast meat, or drumstick?
Breast meat, extra meat.
Yes, that's my kind of guy. Roasted or steamed?
Roasted lah.
Okay. Okay.
Put the chili, put the garlic, and a bit of soy sauce.
I hope the listeners have had their makan, because I'm hungry just listening to you entice me like that. On the topic of makan, right, when Aidil Sharin came on, he told us Kedah has the best nasi lemak, better than Singapore. Do you agree?
Not really. I don't agree lah.
Okay.
Singapore one, but he stayed there very long, so maybe he likes the taste. But for me, Singapore better.
I think he just said it Kedah because he knows he has to go back there again.
Yeah. And then the friends are there.
Anu says it because he's staying here lah. Maybe. Anu, we got one more question submitted by one of your teammates actually. He is asking a very cheeky question. You can choose to answer or not to answer. Hamish Shahin is asking, bro, the Mercedes how much, bro?
Basket. Yeah, this guy, he just saw the car earlier.
Okay. Who is the joker in the LCS dressing room? I'll just get it out of the way.
Tajili.
Okay. Actually, I think somebody else has told us that as well.
I mean, Tajili, I think Hami might have said Tajili, if I'm not mistaken. Anyway, the Mercedes question, you and Hami go and deal with yourselves in the locker room. I don't know, you want to hammer him or what? It's up to you. But actually, there's another question, and this is an important one because I said at the start that I will be judging the beard contest, right? Who's got the better facial hair? So this question is coming from a few people. Shafiq Sani and Joseph Jaira 7. So Joseph Jaira 7, his question is, how long does it take you for you to grow your mustache and beard?
Me or Roshan?
You. Nobody cares about Roshan.
Nobody cares about me.
Nobody cares about
Okay,
Roshan.
Roshan say first.
Honestly, I just grow it out. I don't have a time limit, but I cut my beard every 2 weeks.
Okay. Wow, every 2 weeks?
I got a solid barber. Later, I pass you the contact.
Every 4 days, I have to trim.
Okay.
To grow out full like this, I think about 4 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Okay,
Yeah, 1 month.
okay.
About that.
So Shafiq Sani, why is your beard 100%? So I guess we have the answer because you take care of it like every 4 days, right?
Yeah, there's effort.
Yeah, I have
days.
to take care. Yeah, the last time I took care of this was 2nd of January, so it's been quite some time.
Okay.
The reason why I keep the beard is because I feel like I play better with it, so that's why I've been keeping it.
Okay. So beard is a commitment for life, forever. From now on, Anu will forever have a beard, is it? Or maybe when you retire, you plan to go clean shaven?
Not really, I mean, it really is an image people recognize me with, and it become my identity. So it's very hard for me to do away with it.
Fair.
Yeah.
Fair.
It's gonna look really weird one day when I see both of y'all without your beard. Then we will see what y'all are hiding underneath there.
Yeah, man.
We'll get to see what y'all are hiding.
About 3 chins over here. I hiding. I know it's been fantastic to have you, especially on the beard advice. But no, seriously, good to have you back in Singapore playing in the local league. I think we're all quite excited to see you ply your trade in the Singapore Premier League. Those of you listening, those of you watching, make sure you like, share, subscribe to the podcast. Anu, we wish you all the best for the season ahead. Roshan, great to have you back. Thank you for joining us.
Hey, yeah, man. Great to be here. Great to speak to Anu. And Anu, I'm going to declare you the winner of the facial hair contest. I hope everyone out there is happy. Send us your comments. Let us know who you think has got the better facial hair.
And Anu, I hope this is the first thing you win of many things you will win this year. Good luck, man. All the best.
All right.
Okay, guys. Thank you for having me. And I wish you guys all the best.